Okay, welcome to Venice again.
Yep, finally made it.
Yeah, we finally made it. Because of what happened in Como, the train strikes, we skipped Venice and went to Bologna. And then we decided, okay, we have an extra day in Bologna, so why shouldn't we come to Venice? So we are here. Yeah, so we got the water bus Vaporetto tickets, right?
Yeah.
That's a different story. I'm not going to go into that. I don't want to make any dramas on this. So we'll get a Vaporetto and go to what's the bridge? Rialto Bridge. First thing, because that's a must see. We have been there last year, but we'll be going there again first, and then it's breakfast. We didn't have any breakfast, so we'll go to the Rialto Bridge first without wasting any time, and then let's see. Right. Scanning of the ticket is also not straightforward, right?
Yeah.
It takes a couple of attempts to scan the QR code. Okay, we are taking number 2 water bus to Rialto Bridge. Alright, travel tip time. If it is a short distance, don't take the water bus. we were staying in the water bus, and one water bus came, Vaporetto came, and only a few people, priority people, were let in, and it was already full. So we had to wait longer to get the water ferry. So we decided to walk because it's a 20-minute walk, and we already spent like 10 minutes there. Time for photos. So I'll tell you again, don't eat out near the waterfront or any landmarks. The price will be high. You'll be paying a unnecessarily high price for anything.
Yes.
So Venice is known for its masks. Um, the masks are made of I think, paper. So last time we got a small mask. It cost us 25 euros. So we won't be getting any mask this time. So an interesting story about Venice is, as you know, Venice is located in the middle of a lagoon, right? That means seawater. So they need fresh water. So how Venetians collected fresh water was in Venice, in the small piazzas, like squares. They created these wells and they have these holes. They have these holes. You can see another one there. Another one there. So all the rainwater goes into these holes, goes through sand, filters through sand, and collects at the bottom of this well. So that's how they used to collect fresh water in Venice. I mean, it's okay to get lost in Venice. If there's one place in Venice to get lost, if there's one place in the world to get lost, it's Venice. So chiquette is a traditional food snack in Venice. We got meatballs and chicken. Alright, if you are in Venice, you must try chiquette. I mean, people go for panini and pizza, the usual Italian food, but chiquette is not everywhere. But the place we went, they had amazing chiquette. They had all this seafood, beef meatballs, chicken, like in skewers, and they were also the award winners, right?
Yep. 2020. Straight.
Yep. So you should try chiquette. Not panini, not pizza, but chiquette. Another piazza with that fountain to collect rainwater. Right, there are these Chinese-made plastic masks, which I don't know, it's up to you to buy. but if you are buying a mask as a souvenir, get at least a mask made in Venice. So we are at the Rialto Bridge, almost. Okay, we are climbing the stairs, Rialto Bridge.
Hannes!
That's a great spot for a photo. Yeah.
Oi! Rimando, oi!
Znaš da si zajedno fiktižan, da objašnjavam. Ahora sí, a ver, vamos a buscar.
So we are at St. Mark's Square, and St. Mark's Cathedral is behind me. Yeah, it's sunny and hot. And we've got the Doge's Palace. I mean, last year we didn't have this scaffolding. So we want to go to the Murano island. You have to take a ferry from this stop. It's right next to the St. Mark's Square.
This was safe.
Alright, let's go to B.
No, io perché è bello vedere la gente che si rilassa quando sta in barca, non che si sta dentro così, manca la poi sì, l'educazione.
number 7 ferry to Murano. Murano, sorry. So the Murano Island is famous for its glasswork. Everywhere you look, there are glass work shops. Some places say they show how they make the glass works, right?
Yeah.
But we don't know yet. We want to grab something to eat for lunch. The chipeti is gone. And also, since it's a hot day, we need to get something to drink. So probably we'll find a restaurant. The ferry ride was okay, right?
Yep.
Ferry was smooth, ride was smooth. I mean, you could even come standing. The sea wasn't that rough. Actually, it was hotter inside in the shade than, outside. This looks like a mini Venice. Venice in a smaller scale. Okay. You want to go?
Is it open?
Alright, we just had lunch. How much was it?
46 euros.
46 euros. I wouldn't say it's
Not
bad. It's not bad.
A good portion,
Yeah.
and it's a local
But
restaurant.
there was less meat for my liking. Only, so I got this duck breast thing, but there were like few pieces. I thought it was bacon, but those were the fried duck breast, small pieces
Yeah.
in the entire pasta dish. But anyway, so it is what it is. So we saw some glasses at the restaurant. Not like this, but different glasses, right? So we'll look for that glasses. If we can find, okay. We'll get some glasses. One glass is 39 euros.
Yeah.
Damn.
We're not going to use it, so
25 euros per glass.
maybe the small ones.
Those are short glasses. What about one glass? Yeah? Yeah. 25 euros per glass is too much. I don't know. church in Murano. I mean, when you walk outside of the city's main square, you literally see nothing. Hardly any tourists go this way. So we decided to go back and see the glass museum.
Yep.
Glass museum, there's a new glass museum. Probably we'll see that. And go back to Venice because we got the day pass, city pass, so we don't have to pay extra.
Yep.
We'll, yeah, we'll do that. Go back to Venice and we need to, because it's too sunny today, too bright. It's not a good time to take photos when the sun is like bright and sunny like this. So hopefully, I don't know, if some clouds or sun goes down later, we can take some good photos. I mean, yeah. Probably Murano is a good place to stay, right?
Yeah.
If you are visiting Venice.
Why?
I haven't checked. Have you checked prices here? You want to check? Let's check prices in Murano. Just check like 1 month from now. Okay, we are checking on a booking site for rent, I mean, per night price for Murano.
Okay. Murano for 2 nights.
Yeah?
563 AUD.
Australian dollars 500, 2 nights. Is it cheaper than Venice or?
No, almost same.
Okay, she's saying it's almost same. So yeah, in that case you you can stay in Venice itself. I mean, what's the point in staying in Murano?
But it's a bit crowded in Venice.
Oh yeah, it's a bit crowded, so you can take the evaporator anytime you want to go to Venice.
Ona glumica.
So there is no hard and fast rule where to stay. I mean, it all depends on your preferences and your budget, of course. If you are willing to pay the price, you can stay in St. Mark's Basilica Square if you want, right? But usually in this trip we prefer to stay close to train stations because it's easy for us to, with our luggage, to get out of the train and to get to our hotel quickly as possible. So only in few occasions we had to take an Uber or something because it was too late in the night. Otherwise, mostly we either walked or took a public transport, bus or a metro or light rail mostly. So we want to see how the glasses are made. So we went to the museum, and the security guard at the museum was kind enough to point us towards the lighthouse. There's a white colored lighthouse on the other side. He asked us to go there. So, however, we had to go all the way around to get there because there's no bridge. Literally, we can see it on the other side, but we had to go all the way around. But still, the crowds are very less than expected, right?
Yeah, so crowded
Did
at
you
all.
see a lot of crowds in Instagram?
Yeah, in that bridge in Venice.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Instagram, when you look, it says every place is crowded, right?
Yeah, even the Como ticket queue.
Yeah. Even for Como, it said there's huge crowds and huge lines, but it's not the case when we are here. I don't know whether we are on the wrong date or something, but I mean, it's not crowded at all. I mean, there's always these side alleyways and streets we can explore. So, I mean, traveling to these places is all about exploring how normal, regular people live in these parts. Because if you take Rialto Bridge or St. Mark's Square, everybody goes there. So, if you want to experience the real side of Venice, you need to explore these parts of the place. Yeah, doing some maintenance work on the bridge. So it says entry free for this glass factory. So we came in, and I'll show you some facts.
Create the bubble.
So the glasses are really good. I like them, but the usual size glass is like 26 euros. One glass. Small size, which is like a shot glass, is 18 euros. So since we had a couple of unexpected expenses on this trip, we decided not to buy any glass. Otherwise I would have definitely bought. And probably we'll buy this very smaller glass for a couple of euros if we can, just as a souvenir from some other shop. Otherwise I would have definitely bought 2 glasses. The same size glass here is 2 euros less.
Flowers.
This is also good. So we ended up getting flowers for 12 euros, right? Yeah. Still, a souvenir is a souvenir. We are making maximum use of our day pass, right? We are making maximum use of our day pass. We have no idea where we are going.
My glass now.
It's turning. Okay. We arrived in Venice mainland. It's actually on the opposite side of St. Mark's Square. Now our aim is to reach St. Mark's Square from here, right? Yep. Let's start exploring. Because last time we haven't been
Yeah, to this side.
this side, so we are going to take a random random path. It's so hot out there, but as soon as you come in here, it's very cold, right? It's cool. I mean, but as soon as you go into the sun, it gets hot again. You go straight and turn. So we know the general direction we have to go.
So you need to go this way or that way? You need to go straight, right? But
Straight.
this way or that?
Let's go this way. Let's check Google Maps, just in case.
This way.
This way? Okay. Let's go. So this is the Castello district of Venice. Castello district is where all the St. Mark's Square and everything are, but we haven't explored the other side of the Castello district. So, yeah. Yep, you come across different churches. Last time, I think our gondola, we took a gondola ride. The gondola rider said there's about 127 churches in Venice. So, the most famous one being St. Mark's Basilica. So altogether there are 127. So a little bit of history about Venice. Venice is a relatively new city considering Rome, right, in Italy, because Venice doesn't have any Roman heritage. It's post-Roman, right? So when Attila the Hun attacked Rome, all the Romans people, some of them at least, fled towards this Venice area, what we call Venice now, and then that's when they set up on the lagoon. They set up the timber, and they set up what is Venice today. So, yeah. So they brought in timber from Croatia and other parts of the world. They put in the timber in to the Venice lagoon, and then they built houses on top of it. And because of the water, less oxygen levels in the water, the timber doesn't rot. So that's a basic thing about Venice. And Venice became very rich due to the spice trade, and later on, I think the trade with the fall of Constantinople, Venice lost its edge. For some time, Venice was a very rich and powerful state, and then came Napoleon. 1700s, Napoleon invaded and occupied Venice, and then in the 1800s, Giuseppe Garibaldi united Italy and incorporated Venice into Italy. What's this church? Santa Maria di Ramosa.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Let me check Google and tell you.
Formosa.
Santa Maria Formosa. It says 16th century church. That's all the information I can give you. And also this fountain I already told you about. Venice collecting water. So by the looks of this church, I can't really say whether it's Gothic or Romanesque because it's neither. It doesn't have. It has square shaped doors. Maybe Romanesque because the windows are semicircular. Okay, let me take some pics and come back to you. So a travel tip and a travel advice. Usually most churches allow taking photos. Even famous Notre Dame allow taking photos. But as a rule of thumb, don't take photos if there's a religious service going on, right? And don't shout or maintain silence, and don't give unnecessary poses as well. Don't give like pose as if you're in a public park or something like that, a fun place. So always respect the church because it's a religious site. Also, if they have mentioned no photos or video, respect that. Don't take photos as well. So I usually respect that, but sometimes mistakenly have taken photos and when they have not mentioned clearly not to take photos, I have taken photos and they have come and asked me not to take photos. So a couple of times it had happened to me in this tour. So that's just a tip and advice from me. We are having cannoli. It's
Chocolate.
chocolate. Pistachio. Alright, we tried some cannoli. I think you can take this as a travel tip pass. Again, if you are not sure, just try one first. If it is good, buy another one or two, as many as you want. But for the first time, if you are trying, buy one first because the cannoli we had last time from a different shop tastes better than that. Anyway, it is what it is. Moving on. We are going there. We are going to the church, San Maggiore Church.
Ci sediamo. No. Io quello lo faccio.
if you are wondering whether to getting the evaporator or the water bus day pass is worth it for 25 euros, I'm saying definitely yes, because without the evaporator we wouldn't have come to this church. What do you say? The day pass is worth it, right?
Yep.
Otherwise we wouldn't have made it to Murano and then come here and visit this church again, because if you are buying single trip tickets it would have cost more. So you have, on the other side you have St. Mark's Square there. So last time we were at St. Mark's Square but we couldn't come here, but this time we made the right choices and we came here. So this San Gregorio Maggiore church was built in 1556 on this same island with the same name, Gregorio Maggiore. Having the water splashing right in front of the church is a very rare and a very spectacular. It's a very spectacular aspect to the church. I mean, you can't get cooler than this, right? So we are going to explore the back of the church. Can't have enough of this place, I think. The only problem is the sun, right? Only problem is the sun, and she's already exhausted. It's pretty hot. Otherwise, everything's at least there's some shade here. I think this is only the best we can get. The other part is, I think you have to come through the church or something. And of course, that lion with the wings. It's a symbol of Venice. You saw that on the St. Mark's Basilica and on Venice flag. You can see this lion with the wings. So the Lion of Venice, or the line with the two wings. The origins of which is not unknown, but the original line is in St. Mark's Square. St. Mark's Square, and on one of the pillars. I think in last video I showed you. If I get the chance, I'll show you again. Yeah. So in one of the pillars, there's a bronze line with the wings. So that came to symbolize Venice over time, and also St. Mark, who is a patron saint of Venice. So that's it. I think that's it for now. That's St. Mark's Square, right over there. St. Mark's Basilica. If I go there, I'll show you. Otherwise, it's commonly known. You can Google it. So there are two columns in St. Mark's Square. So one of them has the lion with the wings, or Lion of Venice. That's a cool name, right? Lion of Venice.
Lion of Venice.
I'll call myself Lion of Epping. Or Lion of Sydney. I think our time in Venice is coming to an end. We are about to take the train back to Bologna. So before I close this video, I need to tell you something. Some do's and don'ts, right? So always I do the mistakes, so you don't have to do it, right? That's the whole point of my videos. So I showed you before that I ordered, when I placed the tickets for the train, I added the offer for the water buses. So don't do that. Don't do that. You can get the tickets of water bus passes from Venice. Because what happened to us with the water bus ticket?
So we bought the ticket in Bologna.
From the ticket machine.
Yes, but it didn't print the water bus ticket, so it's a separate two tickets.
Yeah.
Should have been printed.
25 euros each, but it didn't print. And then we thought the train ticket included the water bus, but when we came to Venice, they said, Trenitalia staff said no, it doesn't. It comes as a separate ticket. So we
had to buy the ticket again.
we had to pay an additional 50 euros to get the water bus pass for the day. So but they said we can submit a claim, so they will refund. So we'll have to wait and see for that. So that's number one. Don't do that, but definitely get the day pass for the water bus, because it's totally worth it. And it's a must if you want to visit like Murano Islands and the Maggiore Church. It's a must to have the water bus, because you can't walk there. So and the day pass is the most convenient and that's the more value for your buck, right? So that's the idea, that's the thing, it's advice I can give you. And also come early as possible. So we were here by 8:30 a.m. Actually we can stay, and also city tax
For those days.
yeah. So there are some days you don't have to pay the city tax, so if you can pick these dates, then you can avoid paying the city tax. So I'll show you the days. So these are the days you have to pay, right? So you can go to this website and get more information. So pick a date with no city tax. That will also help you. And also come early as possible. Come early as possible if you are not staying in Venice. Come early as possible, and then it will give you more time to explore the city. Do you have anything to say? Alright, then hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, please comment below. And probably we won't come to Venice again for some time. So we were here last year as well. So then signing out from Venice.